Hello, hello, hello. I almost would have said good morning, but yeah, it's not morning anymore. It's already noon. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you having a good weekend. I'm coming to you live from Berlin this Saturday morning with my favorite cup and some cacao. And yeah, what I want to talk about today is from shedding to embodying, aligning with your soul in the year of the fire horse. So you might be wondering what I'm talking about and what that all means. But no worries, I'm gonna explain it. So you maybe know that there is a Chinese calendar and they celebrate Chinese New Year in January, February. So it's the Chinese New Year is oriented around the moon, so it's on a different date every year, and every year has a sign, an animal sign. And last year, or actually this year, we're gonna move into the new year on February 17th, so pretty soon. So currently we're still in the year of the snake. And the snake was about shedding, releasing, letting go. And now we're moving into the year of the fire horse, which is about movement, embodiment, and courage. And also, astrologists say that the planets are shifting in ways that they haven't in a very long time, or maybe even haven't ever before. And what that means is that we're standing on the verge of rising of human consciousness. So we're standing at the edge of a shift collectively, but many of us also individually. Now, what does that mean for you? Or for every single one of us, basically? It means that we're all being called to be more of who we really are. Yeah, and that doesn't mean going more into performance and being more productive, but it's actually embodying who you really are at the essence and what you came here to do. And how I like to think of it is, yeah, maybe you've heard about the term dharma in yoga. So in yoga or yogic science, we say that every person has their own dharma. So everyone comes on this planet with a certain task or a certain gift that they bring to this world and that they're here to give to the world to embody. And for me, this being more of who we are is really coming back to this dharma, this purpose, this gift, this kind of frequency or topic or whatever it may be that each of us is supposed to embody and bring to this planet right here, right now. Yeah, and that is very different to what, many of us probably have lived and have been told, right? I mean, the way many of us grew up is more about how do you get a secure job? How do you make enough money? How do you become so-called successful, right? What society currently defines as success, which is making a lot of money, maybe driving a certain car, having a prestigious job. Um, and it was more about each of us kind of doing the same things and fitting into a certain mold or into a certain pattern. And now it's about coming back to on our individuality and each of us crafting our own path, our own destiny, and rather looking into or going after this sense of fulfillment instead of just running after certain goals or things that are outside of us. And yeah, the year of the snake. So I find this quite interesting because I only came about this year of the snake and the interpretation of what that means for us as a collective and also all of us personally a couple of months ago, maybe around October. November last year. And I found it really interesting because there was a lot of shedding of layers happening for me last year. There were a lot of realizations, insights in terms of, what I need to let go, what is no longer who I am, how I need to change my life and kind of follow this inner wisdom, this inner knowing, and also what we could call the soul. Like this became louder and louder, and it became really clear for me that I couldn't just continue the way I did, but that now was the time to change. And I mean, on the outside, a couple of things have shifted already, but it was a lot of inner work, right? It's like preparing myself, getting clarity on what I want, also adjusting my nervous system to this new vision, kind of getting up the courage to actually move with these soul whispers that I've been getting, to move in that direction that I want to move into. And then, of course, also some logical steps to prepare, right? Um, I've been saving some money, and preparing some things so then eventually that I could really move. So it was really this transition from the inner, like a lot of inner work, inner preparation, inner things that needed to shift, so that now actually with this year of the horse is kind of where this coincides with where I'm going more into this outer movement, in this embodiment, into also this courage to speak about what I have internally realized, what my current truth is, how I see the world, how I feel about life and how to live life, how I want to live my life, and what I think is true for me. And yeah, maybe there was something similar happening for you. Maybe there were some things that you have been asked to let go of. So I invite you to journal on that, or just at least think about it for a moment. Were there certain things that you were asked to let go, that you did let go? Are there maybe still some things that you are holding on to, that you're still gripping? And for me, I haven't completely shed everything, or I haven't completely let go. It's like for me, it's going to be this process in the next couple of weeks where there will be a final, or like an even stronger letting go. But I can still feel where here and there I'm still gripping onto old ways, old identities, especially certainty, safety, right? Because when we let go of old things and we try to step into new things, or we embody new things, or we want to embody new things, one of the biggest challenges is to deal with this uncertainty and with the fear that comes up, the fear of being seen, the fear of being judged. What will other people think? And all these things that are coming up. And this is also what I mean, right? This is this internal work of working through that and working with these fears and not being held back by these things. Yeah, and now, like I said, on February 17th, we're stepping into the year of the fire horse. So the fire horse is about movement, momentum. It's a deep call to embodiment. It's about courage, the courage to be seen, and the courage to live in rhythm with your soul and not society. Yeah, it's about trusting your intuition over programming. And I know you might be thinking, okay, what does that even mean? Or maybe you understand it on an intellectual level, but then you're like, okay, but how do I do that, right? And I'm well aware that this is a lot easier said than done. I mean, this is definitely also something that I'm still working on, right? Really learning to trust that intuition over my programming, over my mind, because I mean, I used to be very, very mind driven, very logical, very analytical, of course, very much trying to control things. And I'm working on reprogramming myself, or remembering more. It's rather remembering than reprogramming, right? That I don't have to solely rely on my mind and my logic. And it's okay that my mind might say, oh, what you're doing here does not make sense. And it's okay that fear might whisper, oh, this is too risky. But I can hear the soul saying now, I can hear my inner calling, my inner wisdom saying now, this is the way. This is what you gotta do. This is what we're here to do. If you don't do this, if you don't live your life that way, we're gonna regret it by the end, right? You're gonna be like, damn, I wish I had just tried. I wish I just went for it. But yeah, I mean, this was not something that I would have been able to do even just a couple, like a year or a year and a half ago. And also this way of learning to reconnect with your soul wisdom again is it's a skill. It's like a muscle that you need to train again because it's not something that we get taught. It's not something that we do in our society. It's something that we completely lost. It's actually something that's very natural to humans, but we have completely lost that skill. So so you need to learn to reconnect to it. And especially now, I mean, the world is very loud, right? There's so many things going on. There's a lot of threat, fear, um, scarcity out there. People are so scared of many things. And I'm not saying there is no reason to be scared. I'm just saying you always have a choice in how much you let fear take over your life and your decisions and the way you look at things. And to hear your soul, you need to get, or to hear your inner wisdom, you need to get out of that fear. You need to get out of the survival state. You need to learn to calm down, to quiet your mind, to quiet your nervous system, and reconnect with this higher power. And it's a can be a gradual process. It can take some time, but it's absolutely worth it because you're just gonna experience so much more joy and freedom and excitement in your life and fulfillment, of course, also. And to really hear this soul wisdom again and to be able to reconnect to this higher power, yeah, we really need to learn to be quiet again, to reconnect, calm our nervous system. And many of us, and I mean, I also was not able to do that many years ago. I still remember. So when I started with yoga, for example, I just went there for fitness reasons, right? I wanted to be more flexible, get better mobility, so I went to fitness classes. And whenever the class started out with, "Oh, let's close our eyes and breathe," I was like, "Come on, what the fuck? I just want to move. I didn't come here to breathe and be still." And also at the end when there was Shavasana, so this phase where you just lie down on your back, eyes closed, you don't do nothing. I was just lying there thinking, this is a fucking waste of time. I should just get up and leave and go. And I was completely restless. Like I could not lie down and relax. Like I just I just didn't know how, and I wasn't even aware of it that I couldn't do that. I just thought it was stupid or unnecessary or silly. But then, of course, I mean, there came a point where I was feeling stressed a lot and was easily irritated. And then I started digging into, okay, what do I need to do to increase my well-being, right? And then, of course, also nervous system regulation came up, and I started to learn this skill. I started to calm my nervous system, calm my mind, and be able to be in silence and be quiet. And now I love it. Now I love it because I mean, I can finally experience this peace. And I also know what it can do for me, like for my well-being in that moment, but also in general, because it opens you up to so much more possibility, to so much more wisdom, to a whole different way of life. Yeah, so the year of the fire horse is the year to soften your self-doubt, to choose your inner alignment, to follow your soul, to follow your heart, let go of outer approval. Oh, that's also a big one. We're very much conditioned to work on outer approval. I was very much conditioned. I mean, I still am. It's always a degree, right? I mean, I can feel how I've been softening this. the past year and how this makes my life so much easier. It's so much freer and so much more fulfilling. Yeah, and I just invite you to go on the same journey this year. The planets, the stars are perfectly aligned for this journey. And yeah, let's take a moment to embody that. Yeah, and let's take a moment to listen what there is that might be coming through for you this year. So I invite you to close your eyes, roll your shoulders up and back, maybe roll your shoulders a couple of times, soften the tension here. The shoulders are a place where we hold a lot of tension often. And then let your shoulders sink back and down. Place your left hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And now just keep breathing long and deep. Breathe with intention into your heart center. Breathe into your hand. Breathe into your heart. Feel how you're sending energy to your heart, how you're expanding your heart space, how you're giving your heart and your heart wisdom more space. Heart wisdom, inner wisdom, soul wisdom. Choose what resonates with you. And try to drop out of your mind. Just feel your heart. Put your focus, your awareness in your heart center. And then just ask yourself, what are you ready to embody this year? What is a heart desire, a soul desire that you've been having for some time, that you've maybe been dabbling around with, that you are now ready to fully embody, to bring into your reality, to make it made manifest? And just try to see what comes up. Like, this is not a question that you should try to answer in your mind. Just ask the question and see if something pops up. If it doesn't, it's fine. Maybe you'll get the answer later. Maybe you'll ask another time, especially in the very beginning when we are not used to asking ourselves these questions and to be in connection with our higher self, our soul. Be hard the first time. There might be silence. You might have to reawaken that inner wisdom. Just be patient and trust that it will show up if you're open to receive it. Take another deep breath into your heart center. Hold the breath for a brief moment at the top. Feel your heart beat and exhale through the nose. And gently bring your awareness back. Get ready, prepare to open your eyes again. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders once more to come back into your body, into the outer world. And yes, feel free to take a pen and a paper, a notebook, journal, write down whatever came up. And if nothing came up, don't worry. I mean, in the beginning, when I did these things, nothing came. There was absolute silence. So for me, it also took, practice. It took practice to work with my body. It took practice to quiet the mind, to open also my, sixth sense, so to say, with breath and movement. And yeah, so this was not a thing that was just there. And if you feel like you would like to open this sixth sense and this connection to your soul, and this is something you would like to work on, I'd love to welcome you to my course, Flow Over Force. It's a free 4-week online course where we exactly work on reconnecting with our soul wisdom, our inner wisdom, how to open up to this higher force and get wisdom from there. And yeah, just lead a life that we build from the inside out, and that in the end is a lot more rewarding and fulfilling than if we build from the outside in. So basically, look around, oh, what is everyone else doing? What is everyone else saying I should do? And what apparently, gives me a good life? And then you just do that. In my experience, that doesn't lead to fulfillment. So in Flow Over Force, we work on building our life from the inside out. We work on getting back into flow so that we can hear that inner voice, so that we can be more regulated. Of course, also, this has a big impact on your well being. You will feel a lot more energized. You will feel more content, happier. If you just keep on, integrating these new ways of, there was uh, there was a disconnect in between. I don't know where I lost you guys, so let me just restart. So, um, yeah, so we're building the life from the inside out, and it's really about when you integrate these new ways of being, of living into your life, and it doesn't have to be big things, right? You don't have to start by meditating 3 days, 3 hours a day. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, that if you start and you do that consistently, already have a big impact. And also just shifting your mindset, shifting your belief codes, seeing things in a different way can already have a big impact. So then this will increase your well-being. You will feel more content. You will feel more energized. You feel more, yeah, you feel happier, and more so, you feel more fulfilled and more of who you really are. Like I am feeling like I'm finally living a life that is me, instead of, you maybe this where you just everything looks great from the outside, but you're like kind of empty, disconnected from the inside, and you don't really know why that is. Okay, so it's a 4-week course. It's completely for free. I'd love to welcome you. You can find links in my profile, or just send me a DM if you're interested. I'd love to welcome you. And if this is something that you feel like someone in your life, or I mean, this is just for women, a woman in your life could benefit from this, please also forward this invitation. Yeah. Yeah, because this is the year to, it's not the year to stay small. It's not the year to hustle more. This is the year to remember who you are, what you came here to do. And the more people live like that, the more people live from that place, the more peaceful this planet will be. And we will just create this ripple effect. Okay, I thank you for being here. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. And I wish you a happy Saturday. See you next week, hopefully. Bye.